Okay, in today's lesson, we are going to discuss about the log function, the logarithmic function. So to define the log function, we need to define the base. So the base a has to be a positive number with a not equal to 1. Then we denote log by this log base a, log a, and it is defined by this expression. So log a x is what's inside of log, the argument, is equal to some value y if and only if a to the y is equal to x. So this left hand side is the log form of the definition, and this right hand side is what is called the exponential form of the definition. Okay, so in practice you should be able to write down both forms. So for example, say I give you the log form, then I should be able to write the exponential form of this log form. So if you are given the log form, you can easily write the exponential form. So this a to the y comes from the base and y. So phi squared is equal to what's inside of the log. So given the log form, you should be easily be able to write down the exponential form. The base to the y, which is a to the y. So here base is phi, y is to phi squared is equal to the argument is 25. And similarly, you should be able to do in the other direction. So you are given the exponential form, then you should be able to write down the log form. So it's very easy to do this. For the exponential form, these numbers on this line, the two numbers on the same line, 5 and 25. So 5 becomes the base and 25 is the argument, and this number above those two numbers is going to be y. So 5 raised to the 10 log 5 to the 25 is equal to 2. So it's very easy to go from exponential to log form or from log form to exponential form. Okay, and a property of the log function is it's the inverse function of the exponential function. And then some notation, the common log has this notation log x. If you see log x, that means this is base 10. You are given the base 10 log function, log 10x. And this is the one we will see the most, the natural logarithm. So the notation is ln x. So natural log has base e. So this is the Euler's number. So the log function with base e is called the natural logarithm, and the notation is ln x. So if you see ln x, that means the log function with base e. Okay, next the graph of the log function. So the graph of the log function crosses the x-axis at 1, and it's an increasing function, and the domain is the x values it can take. So from the graph it's clear that it can only take positive values, so 0 to infinity, and the range is the y values the function can take, and you see you can take any y value, negative to positive, so all real numbers. Then this has a vertical asymptote x equals 0 over the y-axis. Okay, next we are going to introduce the laws of logarithms. So x is positive, y is positive. So we are introducing these laws for positive x values and y values. So the first one is log a. So base and argument are the same, then the answer is 1. And the second one is log base a1. For any base, if the argument is 1, the answer is always 0. Then the third one is the product one. So if you are given a product log a x times y, you can write it as a sum log a x plus log a y. Then the fourth rule is for a quotient. So log a x over y can be written as a difference. So log a x minus log a y. Then the fifth one is the exponent rule. So if you have something, the argument has an exponent like here, the exponent is c, you can move the exponent outside of the log, outside of the argument. So you can write it in front like here. So this exponent can be moved here. Okay, so that's the exponent rule. Then the next one is log a to the a raised to the x. So this is equal to x. You can prove this using 5 and 1, the fifth law and the first law, because you have an exponent here, you can move it to the front. So log a ax, using the fifth rule, you can write it like this: x, the exponent moved to the front. Then the first law says log a is equal to 1, so x times 1 is equal to x. So you can easily prove sixth rule. Then the seventh one is a log ax is equal to x. So the exponential function has base a. What's inside here, the log also has base a. Then this is equal to x. So for the natural exponential, the rule is e ln x is equal to x. So this seventh rule in natural log is this one. Okay, now let's do few exercises. Okay, we want to find the exact value of each of these log expressions without using a calculator. So here log 5 125. What is this equal to? So let's say it's equal to y. So we need to find y. So for this type of question, what you need to do is you are given the log form, you convert it into the exponential form. So 5 raised to the y is equal to the argument 125. Now our goal is to find y. So now write 125 as a power of 5, which is 5 to the third or 5 cube. Because the bases are equal, the exponents are equal. So y is equal to 3. So log 5 125 is equal to 3. So these types of questions, you are given the log form, so convert it into the exponential form. Once you do that, just write both numbers in the same base, then equate the exponents, then you get the answer. So let's do this second part. So we want to find log 3 1 over 27. So let's say that value is equal to y. Next, write it in the exponential form. So 3 to the y is equal to 1 over 27. Now write 1 over 27 as a power of 3 or the base. So 27 is 3 cube. So 3 cube, 1 over 3 cube is equal to 3 to the negative 3. So the bases are equal, that means the exponents are equal. So log 3 1 over 27 is equal to negative 3. So those are examples of how to use the definition of the log function. Then this third part is an example of how to use the log laws. So you have more than one term, more than one log term. Then simplify this into a single term. So first start with the first two terms. So combine it into a single term. So this is a difference. So if you look here, a difference can be written as a quotient log a x over y. So here log 2 6 over 50. So that difference can be written as a quotient. Now combine these two terms. So this is a sum. So if you look at the laws, a sum can be written as a product. So these two can be combined into a single term with the product law. So 6 times 15 times 20. So that's the argument. So simplify this. Log 2, when you simplify, you get 8. Now the next step is write 8 as a power of the base. So your base is 2. So 8 is equal to 2 cube. Then use the exponent rule to move the exponent outside. 3 log 2 2. So here I use the fifth rule, the exponent rule, to move the exponent outside. Then I will use the first rule, log base the same number inside, AA is equal to 1. So log 2 2 is equal to 1. So 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Okay. Then the next one, we use the last law we discussed. E natural log x is equal to x. So here ln e cube acts as x. So here e ln e cube is equal to ln e cube, because what's inside ln is ln e cube now. So this acts as x. So this is ln e cube. Now to simplify this, use the exponent rule. So bring the 3 in front. Then natural log of e is equal to 1. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Okay. So those are some examples on how to use the log rules. Then the next two, you are given an expression involving more than one log term. You need to express it in a single log term. So for these types of questions, first thing you need to do is, if there's a number in front of the log term, using the exponent rule, move the number inside. So here I can move any number in front of the log into the argument into the exponent position. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. If there are some numbers in front, move them inside. Here there's no number in front, so there's nothing to move. Then combine two terms at a time. So here you have a sum. So sum can be written as a product, ln b times c squared. And now I have a difference, and difference can be written as a quotient. So ln bc squared over d cube. So that's the final answer. We made it into a single log term. Okay. Then the next example, 1/3 ln x plus 2. Get rid of the brackets. just multiply the half. Okay, once you get rid of the brackets, then look if the log terms have a constant in front. If it has, you need to move them to the exponent position. Get rid of all the constants in front. Move them to the exponent position. So this becomes ln x plus 2 to the half plus ln x to the half minus, you already have an exponent 2 times half, so that becomes 1. So ln x squared 3x plus 2, because there's already 2, you multiply it by half, so the 2's cancel, you have just 1. Okay. Now just start combining two terms at a time. So this is a sum, so you can write it as a product, and then this is a difference, so you can write it as a quotient. So x plus 2 times x, both of them has half power, divided over x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we converted this into a single term. We started with three terms and combined it to a single log term using the log rules. Okay, and the final type of question is the reverse of the question type we did earlier. Now here expand the logarithm. So here what we are doing is we are starting with a single log term and converting it to these three terms. So this one we start with the answer and convert it into this. So here we are asked to do the expand the logarithm. So here to do that, you need to get rid of any products, quotients, exponents inside the log term. So here you start with a quotient, so you can write it as a difference using the quotient rule. Then if there are square root or any roots, convert them into powers. So y plus 1 square root means half power. Now look at term by term and simplify them. If there's a product inside or quotient, you need to get rid of them. So in this term, no products, no quotients, but there's a power exponent, so you need to get rid of that. And for this term also, no products, no quotients, but there's a power, so get rid of that using the exponent rule. So 2 log 3x minus half log 3 y plus 1. So now it's done. We expanded it because if you look at the first log term, no products, no quotients or no powers inside. The same thing for the second log term, no products, no quotient or exponent. So we are done. So this is the fully expanded form. Okay, then this last example, write the root as a power. So the power applies to both terms. So cube root means 1/3 power. Then the first thing we need to do is get rid of this power. So let's move it to the front using the exponent rule. and we are not done yet because inside the natural log we still have a product. So one third is in front, then the product can be written as two terms using the product rule. You can write it as a sum, and then we can distribute the one third. And here again we are still not done because the first term there are still a power, so you need to move that 2 in front. The second term is done, there's no products, quotients, or exponents. So moving 2 to the front, you get 2 thirds natural log x plus 1 plus 1 third natural log x plus 5. Okay, so those are examples on how to expand the logarithm. Okay, in the next lesson, we are going to discuss how to differentiate log functions. Okay, see you guys next time.